Yeah, welcome, Bolaji. Boluwaji, welcome. Glad to have you here again. Can you hear me, Boluwaji? Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you clearly.
Hi, Boluwaji. Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. I'm hearing you.
Cindy, can you hear me? I just want to confirm you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Can anyone hear me? Oh.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I'm hearing you too.
Appetite.
Can anyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I think we can hear you.
Okay. Because I've been. Sorry, I'm coming, please. Again, Boluwaji, welcome, Cindy. Right? It's great to have us here again. So quick one, I'm going to be starting today's bootcamp, this class. Yesterday we learned quite a lot. Boluwaji, if you can hear me, can you just, if you remember some of the things we discussed, can you just help us? Maybe some people that are not here, I think Cicely was not here yesterday.
Yeah, I wasn't here yesterday. I just
say a few
today.
things about what we said yesterday. Hello?
Yes, we discussed some of the tools used for data science like Python, R, and forgetting the third one. Hello.
So can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, so we discussed some of the tools that are used for data science. So I'm going to be sharing my screen now. So again, please, I want to confirm if I can be heard, because I'm using a Bluetooth speaker. I want to confirm it's working.
Oh, it's working. Good evening, sir.
All right, thank you very much for that. All right, so I'm going to be sharing my screen again just to do a quick recap. David, thank you for that. And so, and then we'll move straight up to what we're doing today. Yeah, welcome to Amdoranalytics Bootcamp. So yesterday, we actually looked at introduction to data science. So I'll just rush through this since we did it you learn passionate about, right? So Xavier is passionate about empowering others with data science skills, leveraging his expertise, statistical analysis, machine learning, and programming. So that's a beautiful one. And I'm privileged to be a facilitator in Amdoranalytics. On LinkedIn, right? I believe you must have done that already. And TikTok, on TikTok also. Also, you can also search for my name, also Xavier Dan on LinkedIn. So we'll follow each other. All right. So moving on. We saw what data science is, right? We saw how data science can be applied in transportation. I don't want to go over this again. We also saw how data science can be applied in health science. We saw that, it's going to help reduce patient readmission rates by identifying high risk individuals early. So this is one of the applications of data science in health science, the health sector. We also saw data science in agricultural science. Okay, we also saw the tools used in data science. We saw Python, we saw R, we saw Git. Now, this is just a few. We still have others, right? Like I told you before that, data science, we are passing through the route of data analysis. So if I include the analytical tools, there, the analysis tools, we have Excel, we have our Power BI, we have our Tableau, right? So those ones inclusive is what make tools for data science. Like I said, this Git here is actually for version control, for collaboration. So we cannot collaborate from different locations if we're not using Git. So Git is actually a powerful tool. And thank God they have GitHub where we can, upload our repository and people can people can actually use our repository and update it. So we also see Python libraries. So some Python libraries, we saw NumPy, we saw Pandas. Like I said, NumPy was for numerical computing. Pandas help us to perform data manipulation like data cleaning, data transformation, and data analysis. Also saw that structured data is tabular data. Example, the rows and column in your Excel sheet, example of tabular, or sorry, structured data. We also have unstructured data. Those ones involve images, right? Text. It involves audios. So those are not structured data. So we might not really make use of pandas for such kind of analysis. However, let's just continue. Matplotlib, we saw Matplotlib, part of the Python libraries used in data science. Seaborn, we have Seaborn, we have scikit-learn, we have the stats model. So the Seaborn and the Matplotlib, they are for visualization. Now, I also saw the scikit-learn. These are majorly for the machine learning algorithms. So I'm going to say algorithm like classification, regression, clustering, and dimension reduction. This is where we'll start talking about principal component analysis. But I don't want to make you feel as though this is a cumbersome because, like I said yesterday, that everything is easy. It depends on the hand that's leading you, right? If you actually led with the right hand, it will be easy for you. I remember back then, I used to struggle with mathematics, and I used to see that that was during my primary school days. I don't know what people abroad called it. Let's say that grade 3, grade 4 days, right? And then I think I started having struggles because of the math teacher I had then. Math teacher was not so good, right? He was not so patient enough to lead me by the hand. But then I had my dad. That is I almost want to call him military man. The kind of person that will always want to, shout at you till you get his required result. So he actually caned me into learning mathematics. Then he built passion little way he could. And then till I entered into my junior secondary school when I met a very good mathematician, then I started spiking my interest again in mathematics. So like I said, everything can be learned depending on who is teaching you. And depending on how you are seeing it now, because if you start seeing it's cumbersome, it's too hard, you will not be able to learn it. So first thing I want us to hear today in this data science class is that data science is not difficult. Let's just register that in our heart. It's not difficult. It will take time for you to learn. It will take a lot of coding expertise, practice. However, it is not difficult. It is not difficult. So we have stats models, and this stats model focus on statistical modeling. So we have hypothesis testing, time series analysis, and more. So yesterday, someone asked a question. Let me try and I think it was. Let me look at the people on the call again. I think it was if I should remember well, it was Boluwaji. Yes, Boluwaji that was asking me the difference between data science and data analysis, right? And so I actually come up with another slide that will help us, see the
Yes,
questions. Because I
yes.
think that, yeah. So I really had to just go back again to see to it that I gather a lot of possible questions that a data analyst will ask when approached with the data, right? When approached with the data set, because we all have different questions we ask as data science and data analysts. Data science will just see a data and is thinking of how can I predict, how can I move forward with this data, and the data analyst will be looking at data and say, what has been happening with this data? Why is this thing looking like this, right? And so we want to see a slide that will just help, answer that, so we can know our place as a data scientist, as a data analyst, right? Whereas I'm biased about data science in this course, in this training, because I'm a data scientist. Although I told you that we are passing through the route of data analysis, to achieve data science, we'll pass through that route, because as a data scientist, you must learn data cleaning, data transformation. You cannot allow your data to be messy. That is how the data analyst attacks the data first. That process is you becoming an analyst. Then you move forward to what you want to do, because as a data scientist, if you don't know what has happened in the past, right? How then do you want to solve the future problems? Right. So let's just see the slide that will just help us clear some doubts on what we are doing here. So the difference between data scientists and data analysts. So data analyst. Now, I just had to just categorize it based on their questions that they ask. The difference way we can show the difference. We can do the difference based on the tools they use, right? But now I'm particular about the questions that they ask and how they solve it. You get, because I feel this will answer it more. If I start bringing the tools they use, it might not really satisfy your curiosity. So for data analysts now, the primary questions they ask, they can ask what has happened and why. You see, it is in the past. What has happened? So, like, for example, a sales, right? Like I was explaining yesterday, is not actually functioning well. The company is actually making sales as it should. So as a data analyst, you are giving the data, the company sales, and your question is like, what were the sales trend over the last quarter, over the last month? What has been happening? So why is there a decline? Is it that there's an environmental factor affecting the sales? Is it that the demand is the supply for this product is actually low? So those are the kind of questions that we ask, right? But let's see for the data scientists. Okay, let me just finish for data analysis. So we see that one of the questions again, the data analyst will ask is, why did customer complaints increase during a specific period? So as a data analyst now, we are faced with customers complaint. We have to have a customer report, and there's to give their feedback, customer feedback. And then as a data analyst, you are curious to know why the customer complaint increase during a specific period. Why are they increasing during, let's say, January or December? Let me use December, because December is actually rush hour. People are trying to buy things for Christmas and the New Year season. So perhaps if we're having a bank now, and you find out that during that December period, customers are always complaining, maybe because of a lot of redundancy in the transaction, right? As a data analyst, you might want to answer that kind of question. For analyzing this 5 period, and then provide solutions. So the bank can actually, the solution can be that the bank should, in their website is very strong during that period, and any issues of failed transactions should be avoided, right? They should make sure that the software guys, the tech guys are intact. That is based on if you have carried out an analysis to see what is actually increasing it. So I'm just giving a speculation here. It could be that during the month of December. So let's say, for example, now we have customer feedback and we have months. We have January, February, August, down to December. And we then have the numbers of complaints, right? We have numbers of complaints. As a data analyst now, if let's say you want to plot a histogram or a bar chart, then we will see that they will now observe that in the month of December, the bar chart is high. So that period is the festive period. And is someone saying something? Is someone saying something? Is someone saying something? Okay. No one. That's why. Just hold on. So look at it now. You said, we had, why did customer complaints increase during a specific period? So I said these are the kind of questions data analysts want to ask. What percent in last, sorry. Sorry about that. It's network. Sorry about that. So I'm very sorry about that. So let's just continue. So what percentage of patients missed their follow-up appointment last month? How many emergency rooms visits? How many emergency room visits occurred in each hospital department? So these are just basic questions a data analyst want to answer. And then they can use tools like SQL, Excel, Power BI to actually answer such kind of questions. Data scientists, the course where we belong, right? So we see here that the primary questions asked by data scientists is what will happen and why. What will happen? So as a data scientist, the kind of question we ask is what will happen and why. Of course, that was what will happen. And that stuff will be the future, right? The future. And look at the first question we have here. What is the likelihood of customer churn and what factors contribute to it, right? Now, that likelihood has to do with the probabilities of customer churn and what factors contribute to it. So that's how data scientists will tackle the question. The other one is, how can we optimize delivery route using predictive models? Let's say you are like we know we studied before. When let's go to transportation, right? And we are seeing that one of the importance of data science to transportation is that data science helps to optimize traffic flow by analyzing real-time data, reducing congestion, and improving overall travel time. So, like a data scientist now, that we are going to become soon after we join Amdoranalytics class, right? The full class is going to be coming up, right, on the 25th of January. For 5 months, we're going to run the program. And I would love you to be with me because we're going to be having a excited time, right? So look at what we're going to be studying. Now, let's say we want to actually optimize delivery routes using predictive models as a data science. So we are given a data, right, on transportation. And so we have different routes. And so we want to know, what is the probabilities or what is the tendencies that if I take this route, I'm going to, arrive at my destination, at a faster time, right, other than the other route. So A data scientist might want to see, okay, want to predict. Like I give an example, our Google Map. Our Google Map actually gives us predictions. Our Google Map actually gives us predictions, on the estimated, sorry about this. They give us prediction on the estimated time taken for us to arrive at a particular destination. And over time, we see that the algorithm is improving. The algorithm is improving. So that's how data scientists, see how to come up with solutions. Because, with that now, we can actually estimate our journey. We can estimate our journey. Okay, if I'm to travel to this particular location, because of this algorithm and that's giving me the time, real-time data, right? I can actually say, okay, I can stop at this place, I can get this and I get that, then I'll continue my journey. That's because we already have a forecast already. Now, another question that data science can ask is, can we predict which patients are at the highest risk of developing cardiovascular disease within the next 5 years? Right? Can we predict which patients are at the highest risk of developing cardiovascular disease within the next 5 years? So, having observed, the location of the patient, having observed the body system, we can come up with a model that can predict, right, the tendencies or the risk factors of a patient developing cardiovascular disease within the next 5 years. You see, it's more predictive and prescriptive. I was asking about, was mentioning analytics there. So analytics has to just do with, under analytics we have, I'm trying to see what's on the call with me. All right. So we're going to do something very soon now. So we're going to just engage the group so that the group know that we're actually doing something worthwhile here, so they can join. We're going to do something. Just hold on, please. So we under analytics now we have descriptive, we have diagnostic, we have prescriptive, and we have predictive. Now, so people have classified data analytics, right, into two. That's data analyst and data scientist. So under data analyst, they categorize it into descriptive and diagnostic. So as a data analyst, you are actually performing and diagnostic. While as a data scientist, you are actually performing predictive and prescriptive, right? I don't know if you are getting me. So we are performing predictive and prescriptive. So that's how a data expert actually classified it, right? And so that actually makes sense. Actually, our results to stakeholders. Now, as a data scientist, right, we check what will happen, right? If these things are not put in place, or if these things are put in place, if these particular factors are put in place, and then we can now predict. So just like I did a project recently, today I just want to talk, and then before we move to a little about Python, right? I did a project recently on employee attrition. So that project on employee attrition was actually to predict the tendencies of an employee to leave a company. And so we check factors like gender, we check factors like distance from workplace, we checked factors like salary end. Who can give? I want us to interact. So used to try to predict employee attrition. I don't know if you know about employee attrition, right? Is the removal, gradual removal of employee from an organization. That's what employee attrition means, right? So who can actually help to explain to us, which other factors you think can actually contribute to employee attrition? I mentioned gender, I've mentioned distance from work, I've mentioned income. So do you have any other factors you think can contribute to it? Okay.
Motivation can also contribute.
I didn't get that. Sorry, you said what?
Motivation Motivation.
Okay,
Whether there is
motivation. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Motivation, actually, yes. So motivation can, right? The motivation, that's what Inter said. So motivation. So let's say now we're actually taking data from the organization that is having that issues of employee leaving the work, because it's a big problem. It's a big problem. Imagine you have an organization and in less than 2 months, over 15 of your staffs have left the organization. It can cripple down the foundation. It can cripple it so badly. So that's why data scientists can be contacted. This is a major problem in my company. We're actually losing staffs. So we want to know, what are the tendencies that the ones even here with us will not leave? So we are giving the employee file. So that's why even in AMDOR analytics, we're going to teach you how to handle data of people, because data, the legalities around data, handling people's data is actually a serious one. That if you actually, there's how you can do a project on people's data and you'll be arrested for it. The data without their consent, the legalities, right? You handling people's data, right? So you will not be in in a problem. So but that is by the side. So now I actually measured things like gender. I measured things like, I use gender, I use income, I use distance from home, distance from work. Sorry, the distance of the company. So like, how far is the company to the house? So which actually measures that kind of variable there. And so we found that that distance from home was actually one of the major factors. And then income. So we found out that people earning higher has higher tendency, right, of remaining in the company. While people that is actually earning low, right, had a higher chance of leaving the company. Now, this algorithm was built using a classification model, and it is called logistic regression. Actually, use logistic regression for it. And so, why do I use logistic regression? We're going to be talking about that in our class when we actually start generating 5, right? So I'm going to explain that fully then. But logistic regression actually has to do with when your predictive outcome is actually true. So the attrition is yes or no. Did they stay, right? Or they stayed? So because of the two outcome, or the two outcome of the dependent variable, that's the attrition level, or the attrition rate of the employee, we actually build a classification model called logistic regression. So this study was interesting to see that there's higher chance of the people who are earning lower to leave the company. So that means in that company now, it means one of the reasons why people have low income. So if I'm presented that data, right, to as that's finding as a stakeholder in the company, right, my action, my recommend, my what is it called, my actionable insights, right, that I will pick from there is perhaps I'll start looking for a way to increase, right? So that's what data scientists can do. And so another one is age. So we found out that age was actually a major factor. People with older ages had more tendency of staying in the organization. That means they had lesser tendency of leaving the organization. While people that were young, so let's say the organization is employing a lot of young people, it's a problem, because they have found out that people that are younger has higher tendency of leaving the company. So that means they will now of employment was that they will employ more younger people, right? They will employ 60% of people they want to employ in a particular years, right? Is actually young people. Now, based on this finding now, older people stays in the organization more. Based on saying that age was actually a significant factor to predict employee attrition. We can actually choose to see that let's retain the older people. Let's employ more older people and to employ less young people. Because what works for organization is that old people stays more. It might not be the same for other companies. Other companies who can run the same model and find out that for their company, younger people stays more. Older people, maybe they get tired and get bored. So it's not one study for all, right? One study cannot apply for all. I don't know if I get me. So as a data scientist, see how important we are. See how important we are. And so that's why we have Amdoranalytics here, because what we do here is actually mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. We help you become so have that feeling of relevance and importance. No, imagine the feeling you have to contribute to a organization success, right? Imagine they adopt your strategy based on your prediction, and it started working for the company. That after like 5 to 10 years, people stop. The rate of at which people leave the company has reduced so drastically. Do you know it is a good one? It is a feeling of accomplishment that your model is actually doing well. What is suggested, what is actually proved before the board of trustees or the organization. So now we are seeing how likely is it that that is for the, I'm asking the last question under data scientists. How likely is it that a patient will fail to adhere to their medication schedule? So this is another question. How likely is it? So you see the probability there, the tendency. You are trying to see what will happen, what will happen, what will happen. As a data scientist, no, I want us, like I said, I want us to do something now, right? Can we just quickly? I want to quickly just write a little of, just give a summary of what we are learning here. I'll just hold on for us for a minute. Let's just write just in that WhatsApp group, data science, the data science, or not the main group, data science. So let's just quickly just give a summary of what the facilitator, that is what I'm teaching, what I'm saying, so that other people that is not in this meeting will know what we're talking about. So you could just give few of the questions that a data scientist ask, right? I could just put it in the slide so you could know how to fit it to your own words. I don't know. Do you understand what I'm saying, please? Are you with me? It's me. I'm not getting a response again. Are you
Yes,
with me? Oh,
sir. We are
yeah,
with you,
please.
sir.
So I'm. Thank you very much. So I'm watching the WhatsApp group. Our WhatsApp group. Let's keep it busy. Let's make people know that something's happening in this class, and if they're not yet, they're actually not benefiting. So can we just go to that data science group and quickly just put one or two things we have learned about data scientists and the question they ask? Thank you. I'm watching, please. I'm watching. Let's just do that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm seeing us typing. I'm seeing us typing. This is very, very good. I'm actually pumped up to with what we are doing, and thank you for adhering. Thank you. So let's just let them know that these are things we have learned. So the question, primary question asked by data scientists, one of them is, so something like that. You could just put your words there. So they will know what it is. So if they're not joining, they're actually missing. So I'm waiting for us. Let's just quickly do that. Let's just quickly do that. please, let's just try and just do that. I can see someone was typing, but please just say the answer, please. Boluwaju, thank you very much. I've seen your response. That's awesome. Thank you very much for adhering. Thank you. Thank you. I just saw Menasa, right? Menasa, thank you very much. Thank you. All right, thank you very much. Oh, we are so awesome. Thank you very much. So I'll just be continuing now. I'm trying to look for a post where I did something on come, just give me a minute. Let me rephrase the. All right. So I'm trying to see if I could just get. There's a particular post I did some time ago. I don't know if I could just get it, so it could help us, could help us see one of the things we can do. I don't know how far it would be. However, if it's not there, we'll just continue what we have today. All right. So I think there was one post I shared, on R programming and Python programming. We were actually contemplating. Well, I think that there's actually a debate on R and Python, which one is actually the best tool to use as a data scientist. So, well, let's see. This is actually a Google search. This actually this chart was actually adopted from a Google search engine of people's search for R programming and Python programming. You can see that there's more activity here in Python other than R, right? There's more activity here in Python. So people search more for Python programming than R programming. That's because I told you that Python programming is more of we use Python program for web development, for other things apart from data science, right? R program is just built for statistics. They built when they were building R programming, they just built it for having statistics in mind and statistical modeling. So unlike Python programming was built with web development in mind, with application building in mind, with data science in mind, with machine learning in mind, with artificial intelligence in mind. So that's why you see that it's widely used. And here in Amdoranalytics, we will touch a bit of R, but majorly focus on R Python programming. Now you can see that if you are bringing statistics into the picture now, R statistics and Python statistics, you see that the chart are almost the same, because people still search for R, people still use this R for statistics and Python for statistics. Also, the difference is not so much, right? There's not so much significant difference between the usage of R for statistics and Python for statistics. R for statistics is actually what most schools in the UK uses, right? I've checked their curriculum, a lot of schools' curriculum, and R is what they use there. However, we can still make do with Python because they both perform similar tasks. So quickly, let's leave the LinkedIn because that's not actually my post. I don't think I can get the post. I want to just give you findings of of my study, but this post just came and I just found it handy. So yesterday we actually dived into Python programming. We dived into Python programming and we talked about variables. We talked about variables. And we saw that variables are containers, are stored values. right? I'll just give us a quick refresher. I don't want to open that or that. I don't want to open the other notebook to actually waste my time. I could just do it here from file upload or do that from here, but upload notebook, but it will waste my time. So I just want us to focus on what we have today. We want to do string, we want to see how to manipulate strings a bit. So, but let me just give you um, uh, a quick start on variables again. You know, like I said, the fact that you know Python before, right? It's not a criteria for us to say that we cannot learn anything new again, anything related to the beginnings part again. The truth about it is that the more we keep seeing it, the more we gain mastery in it, right? So, because of a lot of people are coming in from different level, and we at AMDOR here, we like taking people from the scratch down to the mountaintop. So no rush. Like I said, we're going to be tomorrow. We're going to be talking about the project. So let's just be expectant for tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be mind blowing, mind blowing. We're going to be dissecting our project. I hope I've not forgotten the project. Let me just quickly show to. I think some people are not around last class. Let's just quickly see it again, just for like 2 to 3 minutes. So this was the case study. Time series modeling of infant mortality rates. So I was actually doing time series modeling and facilitating this. That's my name there. So content, case study, objective, methodology, expected outputs. So we saw a case study. This is actually a real world case study. Nigeria was actually one of the worst country. Let me be careful now, because Nigeria is my country. So, but Nigeria was actually facing a lot of issues regarding the death of infants, right? So, and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal aimed at reducing the infant mortality to 25 deaths per 1,000 live births in every country associated with their goal. And Nigeria, we are part of this body here. And so we want to actually, we are curious to know if Nigeria will actually hit this target. Because starting at 1990, let me check if I could. I'm coming. Okay, my chart did not show very well here. Let me see if I could help enlarging it. So it will show very well in the Python program. This is just a screenshot. It will screenshot very well. But you can see how high it was. How high it was. This chart is showing that it's starting from over 121 deaths. 125 live deaths per 1,000. 125 deaths, sorry, per 1,000 live births, right? We see how it's high here. But the aim was to reduce it. That by 2030, we want to see to it that, let me put this thing where, please. So also use the slide show, not this. We see how it is. The aim is actually to reduce that high 121 deaths per 1,000 live births, to 25 deaths per 1,000 live births in 2030. Nigeria had issues. We have issues with healthcare facilities, poor mental health. It's actually a problem, and we have limited access to healthcare. These are one of the reasons why we lost babies, right? And poor awareness for women that are pregnant. So these are all the issues. But thank God that a lot of companies, a lot of NGOs are interested in this kind of research, and they have been introducing some support here and there to help the health infrastructure, to help, maternal health services, and to try to bring awareness, right? So we want to see if Nigeria is actually hitting this target, if we're actually on the road to it, or we're just sluggishly dragging our feet. All right, so that's why we have the objectives. So we're going to see this tomorrow very well. I just want to stir up our interest again to know, there's a end goal of joining this boot camp. All right, so I'll just move on to strings formatting. I spoke of mnemonic variables. How that if we want to name a variable, we will make sure that whatever we're giving, whatever values we're actually assigning to our variable, right? The name must actually tally with the meaning of that value, right? let's say we want to talk about height. Let's say, let me use height. Let's say 105 centimeter. No, I cannot put this here. But let's say I want to put this. And now I have height here. Now it's okay this way, but I cannot be having. I know that this value I want to assign to a variable is height. I'll now be putting something like pin. This is actually it's actually uncalled for, right? It's actually uncalled for because whatever values we're assigning to our variable here, whatever values we're assigning to our variable, it should actually carry the meaning of the values. Should carry the meaning of value. So this 105 actually signify height, right? I can even modify it to write my height. Or if it's my weight, I'll put my weight there. Let's say 55. I'll put it there. So these are one of the things I actually showed to us yesterday. If I want to print out our output, we just have to just put my height. I told you that one of the beautiful things about Google Colab is that it has almost auto completion, right? Most of the time they can be too straightforward though, and then they'll give you wrong code. So you just have to know what you want to do. So I want to just print out my height. The height I've stored into this variable here. That showed me this. So that's not about variables for a start. But now I want to move to another data type called strings. Because this data type here that we have here is actually numerical, right? It's numerical. It's numerical. And the other data types that we have in Python, we have strings, we have floats, we have integers, we have Boolean, right? So this data type now we're actually looking at today is actually strings. Let's say if I want to put my name is Savior. I'm going to use one of us name here so it will make sense. Look at this. Okay, I like the fact that it's showing my error. Your name. Let me take one of us name. I think Boluwaju. Let me just use Boluwaju. Boluwaju's name. Okay. I just have to confirm the spelling. Oh. So Boluwaju. So do you know why the thing is showing me an error? It's showing me an error because if this is here, right, it's supposed to be a string, and we cannot have a string without having a quotation mark. Let's just see my GitHub page. Let's see GitHub page. Let's see GitHub page. Now this is my GitHub page. Save code. Save code. That's my GitHub page. Let's see something here. This is strings. Text is a string data type, right? Any data type is any data type written as string. Sorry, any data type written as a text is a string. Any data under single, double, or triple quote are what? Strings. So we cannot have a string data type without it being inside a quote. Without it being inside a quote. So why is this number here, right, is an integer, right? I'm coming. No, I'm not doing this. So let me do type my height. So are we saying is an integer? Int is for integer. I just did the type of my height. So I want to see what type of data type is stored inside this my height. And we found out that it's integer. What did I use? I used this built-in function called type. This type here will just tell me that this very value you stored into your my height is actually an integer. But now look at, like I said, this is giving an error until I put it in a quotation mark. So let's put it in a quotation mark. It can be single colon, single quotation, or the double one. See that the error, that line that was showing has left it because I've put it under. I can use double here. It's same thing. I can use double here. So either of them can work. Isn't it? So my name, your name. And now let's confirm that this thing is actually I want to make a mistake. So I will see that in Python we can actually make mistake, and I should not get frightened by making mistake. Look at, if I do type now to show my error, I think I purposely did this mistake yesterday when we were doing for just when I was doing something like this. Actually did something and I used a print statement. I showed my error and I explained the reason why, because I read the error message. So let me run this now. Look at, it's showing me error. Why is it showing me error? My name is not defined. What does this thing mean? It means I've not run this column. I've not run this cell here. I've not run this place. So if I run this now, right, and then I run this, look at, it's worked. So it's showing that my data type here is now what? String. It's now string. So let's see other things we can do with strings before I will take questions, because you know the main aim of this class here is not for us to do so much complex things, because we cannot actually do so much complex things within 3 days. However, there's a class coming up on the 25th of January, right, which is a paid class, and I want us to actually also actually, with every what I say, with every strength in you, with every heart, with every passion in you, see to it that we join that class, right? Because I cannot actually teach a lot of complex things here. We're just stirring the waters. We're just drinking, we're using spoon to take the abundance of ocean that Amdoranalytics can actually offer you, right? I'm just taking it gradually. Whereas there's a whole lot of ocean. That's just it. So my main aim is just to see to it that we can actually learn Python in a simple way without having issues, right? But tomorrow, we might not be writing the codes because I've already written the codes. I will just be explaining what those codes does, right? And then I'll be giving you insight based on what is happening. Because I know some of us here might be new to Python programming. And I still should start writing those codes by ourselves. We might not really know what is happening there. So we're going to be running those codes. And we're going to be explaining, we're going to be attacking that question like a data scientist. So tomorrow, what we're going to be doing, we're approaching that problem statement that we have developed as a data scientist. We want to see into the future, right? What is Nigeria's steps towards achieving the sustainability goals as highlighted by the UNSDP, body, right? So I want us to actually join that class. We're going to be asking questions soon, right? In less than 8 minutes from now. We're going to be asking questions a bit about the program, and then we're going to be, stirring our heart again to actually situate that we join Amdoranalytics. It's a place for all. It's a place where we'll help things simplify to you. Now let's see my GitHub repository again. So we said we create a string, right? Okay. So let me just copy this code here, Control C, and then just paste it here. Sorry. Like it's not copied. Like it's not copied. I'm coming. All right. Now look at now. This is a string. So our string can actually be a sentence, right? Unlike this here, Savior is just a name. Boluwaji is just a name. It's just one word. But this time we have, I hope you're enjoying 30 days of I hope you're enjoying our 3 days. I hope you're enjoying our 3 days Amdoranalytics training bootcamp. So look at now. I want to print out what I'll just do print sentence. Print what are we printing? This container here. Just carry this container here and put in your print sentence. It should just give it to you back. Just give it to you back. So now I want to do something here. We can actually add 2 strings together. So let me just put this. Let me do something here. My name, your name, right? So let me write AMDOR class. AMDOR class. This is AMDOR class. And then I want to add people that is in this class. Name. Python. This Google Colab, let's give in a lot of suggestion. And this suggestion is actually correct. But I want us to see something. So I'll not use that suggestion. It's too quick to give answers. So you can actually try it out. Please, you can try it out. You can access it so long you have a laptop. Just do collab.research.google.com. You open it, or you just come to your, if you are using Chrome browser, or you could just type it. Collab.research.google.com. Just type it and it will come out. So now look at, I want to add, don't forget my name is a string. Your name is a string, right? So if I actually print it out now, look at what's going to happen. Save your Boluwaju. There's no space in between the name. So we can actually say, let me add something here. What did I just do here? I just added. What I did there, I added an empty space as a string. Added an empty space. So if I run the code now, so what I did in my name, that is Savior, plus space. This space is a string plus your name. If I run it now, look at it. It's showing space now. Savior Boluwaju. Now, this same code I ran here, I can actually run it another way again. I can actually put space here. Let me put space here and just do that same thing here. This should show you that there are a lot of ways to run Python codes to achieve our results. That's why most of the time it's not good to cram, because everybody have their way of writing their codes. So long it work for them. So I want to do AMDOR class. Let me just put my tab. I just press my tab key since Book Collab is showing me the reason already. All right. Look at my name plus space plus your name. So this space now, it might not work. Oh. It might not work because I don't think I've run this place. I don't think I've run it again. Let me just run it. If I don't run it, it will not work because I have to update it. So let me show you. Look at it, showing me error, right? Space is not defined. Anytime I see space is not defined, you have to go back to that cell and run it again. So after I run it, then I'll run it now. Look at it's working. Right? It's working now. So this space here, why is it working? Because we have actually defined this space to have an empty character. So that's just it. So you see that we can do a lot of things with Python. We can run a lot of things with Python. Now let's say I want to print now. I can print something like this. Print what? My name. I can do print my name plus space plus Savior. I want to write Savior is the Savior is facilitator. and then I want to put, let me add a comma. Let me add a comma here for just grammatical correction. So Savior is the facilitator, right? While what is our friend's name again? Your name, right? I'll just put your name here. You need to write Boluwaju. Your name is his student. So Boluwaju, I'm still as a potential student too. Thank God I've written it in Python. Oh, there's a problem here. Look at, because I did not put this space again, but there's something we can do here. I could just put the space here in this place here. I could put the space here and to work. I could put the space here to work. So rather than me writing this space here, I could just put a space here, because this print statement, whatever you print, it will show like that. Whatever you print, look at it. Savior is the facilitator, while Boluwaju is his student. Let me put space here again. Look at, it's now more spacious. Savior is his facilitator, while Boluwaju is his student. So this is the things we can actually see in using strings. So these are one of the things we do. Try to simplify everything for us so that we can actually understand and practice it ourselves, because Python is not actually hard. If you have the right teacher that is patient with you, you can actually learn it. So I want to stop here for today. And so I will just take our questions, right? So Boluwaju, Chisindi, David, Minasara, and Ochidi. So I want to ask, do you have any questions based on Python programming, based on Amdoranalytics? You know, are we thinking of joining Amdoranalytics? Are there any concern that we have? I want to address that. All right, who is talking?
Okay, Savior, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for the lecture. It's actually very explicit. You talk about string, integer. Is there a way of combining them together?
Okay, like, can you let me just open the stuff. Okay, he said, is there any way of combining what? String and integer?
You know, you combine string together.
With strings, yes.
If you want to combine string and integer, are we going to still put brackets?
Let me just do an example like that. Let me just do an example. So normally Python don't even allow me to concatenate strings with integer. So there's something we can do. There's something we can do. So let me say, did I put my age? Okay, I have height here. I have my height. I have my height. My height is one of the integer we have there. So let's say I want to do my height. My height. My height plus my name. Look at, it's giving us problem. Look at what they say, unsupported operand. Look at the error message. Int and what? String. Why? Because they cannot concatenate. But there's something we can do. Let me now do something here. Let me say my height, my name. My height is actually the one that is numeric integer. So I'll just put str. Str is actually a built-in function to change how Python will see an integer. Are you seeing it now? You start seeing it as a string. Are you seeing it? If I run it now, it's showing 55 Savior, right? Are you seeing it now?
Okay. No space.
So for the matter of space now, we can now we could do something here. I could just put a space here, then run this, then run this. How are you saying it now? So there are a lot of things we can do around this. We can actually play with Python. Python is actually we can keep playing with it again and again. If you join our program, we're going to give a lot of hands-on practicals tests, that will tax your head. And so if you master it, so this is not really cram it. It's just something that over time I practice it and practice it. So I just know them like that. All right. So that's what we do here. But thank you for asking, because we don't concatenate strings with integer unless you have casted the integer to string. So you have turned it. It's like a change. You are manipulating the way Python sees that integer. That's just it. Integer is something we can add integers together now. 1 + 1, 2. But now that height now is now a string. No, we cannot now say. I cannot now say my height plus my width. It will give me an error now because Python is not seeing that my height as number again. Even though it's showing number, it's showing it as a letter. I get it. So this is how it's showing it. This is how Python is seeing it here. I'm coming. Python is seeing as though we now have 55 here. I seen it. It's showing it as a string. It's showing it as a string. So let's say I have age here or height. So this is how Python is seeing my height now, as though I put this number inside the quotation mark. Anything you put inside this quotation mark has turned to strings. What I just did a casting. I just casted the height from numbers to string. So that's just it. All right. I think I answered your question, right?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
You do.
Thank you very much. So there's a whole lot. Like we cannot really cover them in this bootcamp. My only great joy is that I'm going to be sharing insight on that project together. And so if it's a code, once you register the link, right, we'll be reaching out to you, and then we'll be sharing the resources with you, so you can get the Python notebook, so you can try it. I want to believe you're Nigerian now, because your name Bolubaju is a Nigerian name. I don't know if it's not a Nigerian name. Is it a Nigerian name?
Yeah, it is. I'm in Nigeria.
All right. Okay, no problem. So that's good. That's good. So all about others, Gypsy D, do you have any question about Amdoranalytics that want us to answer? If you have any question on Amdoranalytics that want us to answer? Right,
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Good evening, sir. Yeah, thank you so much for your presentation. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So my question has to do with the program. So by the time we are done with the 5 months, the 5 months training,
yes.
I noticed online you have so many certifications, the certificate coming from some of these bigger universities and Google and so on. So when we are done with the program, what will the certificates look like? Thank you.
Okay, how would the certificate look like, right?
Yes.
Hi, Xavier.
Yes, please. Okay.
Yeah, this year. Please let me answer the question.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Hi, sir. Good day. Good morning. I don't know where you're joining from. Okay, so you're asking for the validity of the certification that you get at the end of the program. Am I correct?
Yes, please.
Okay. So at the end of the program, you are getting certified data scientist program, scientist, right? AMDOR certified data scientist. And that's data certificate for completion of your program, right? So our certificate is widely recognized, right? We have a lot of people that I have one of our students who is currently applying for data science program in this university in Canada. Okay, so he reached out to us for let me say, a letter to prove that he actually did this thing from us and all that, right? We gave it to him, and today he got his admission into that university. Now, what am I saying? Our certification is widely approved because it is a registered company here in Nigeria with the Nigerian government. Is that okay? So, if you are looking for another professional certificate that you want to, apply for, now it's not a problem if you get that. But I want to say something to you. Take that from me. Your job role that you're going to be getting tomorrow, nobody cares about your certification, right? I have some people that have done data science program as their master classics, PhD, and they are not yet there because what they taught them is theory and they need hands-on experience. Now, with what they learned as a data science in MSc, they find it difficult to get a job with that. All right, they find it difficult to get a job with that because at the end of everything, what every other person, even the recruiter, is looking for is what can you deliver. I don't know if you have seen this regular. It's not regular, but it's a recent and trending tweet from Elon Musk. All right. So Elon Musk tweeted something about 2 days ago where he's asking for people. He said, if you're a software developer engineer and you can show your code, like show your code to him that you are good. He doesn't even care about your background, doesn't even care about your certification. So he doesn't even care how big the company you get your certification is. The one he wants to see is your code. Go on Twitter, this thing I'm saying now is trending on Twitter. Now, what am I trying to bring out here? What people are looking for is what you can deliver, what you can put on the table out there. Now, certification is very, very 100% good. But what we can deliver after that certification of the MSc or whatever, what can you put? When people are reaching out to you, what is your portfolio like? And that is why Amdoranalytics stands out as the best edtech company that you can learn your data science program because it is hands-on experience, project-based. From the beginning of the program till the end of the program is project-based. You're going to start with statistics. For statistics, you move to Power BI, SQL, you move to Python, EDA, machine learning, computer vision, natural language processing. These are the most, and you can make research about all these things, right? What is the best roadmap to become a data scientist? And it baffles me when people say you can become a data scientist in 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Even 2 months is not enough. But what we do here is 5 good months. You get that. And when we are giving you certificate, imagine what something you learned for 5 good months. You're gonna be good. So at the end of everything, what I'm trying to bring out here is that certifications are very good. And our certificate here is globally recognized, but it's because it is a registered company with Nigerian government. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Senior. Right, Manager, I hope that answered your question, right? Manager.
Hello? Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hope that answered. Yes, I can hear you, sir. Hope that answered your question.
Hello? Okay, sorry, I
We
lost
can
the
hear you,
connection.
sir. We can
Somebody
hear
was
you.
trying to call me, so I lost, yes.
What's
So I hope you got my question. I don't know your name. Menasara.
it's
I don't know.
Menasara. My name is
Yeah.
Menasara.
I guess
Yes,
it's not
Nasara, yes,
working.
I am back now, yes. I got your explanation, yes. Thank you very much, because, sometimes I usually see some of these adverts online trying to tell us about several programs coming from Harvard, Oxford, and the rest. So that was why I was asking to be able to know. But I think it makes a lot of sense being hands-on and being.
All right, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Ochidi, I've not heard your voice today. The black ball. Chisindi. Hope you have been following. Hello, David.
Yes, I can hear you.
David, are you saying something? Yeah.
No,
Have you been following?
yes, I have.
All right. Hope it has been a
Hello.
beautiful experience. Hope we are getting value.
Yes, I've been getting a lot. I'm learning a lot.
All right. So I want to ask again, do you have any questions for Amdoranalytics about the program that's opening up
Not at
January
the,
20?
but I would eventually ask questions.
Okay. Please do. All right. Okay. I think I've said hi to Boluwaju, Chips in D. I wanted to say hi to you, but you're muted.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Hi. Yeah, I'm
All
here.
right.
I'm listening.
Yeah,
Follow
Chips in
you.
D. So hey, I wanted to just hear your voice. So hope you'll be getting value from Bootcamp. I think today is the first time you're joining it, right?
Definitely.
Like joining
Yeah,
our
today is the
Bootcamp.
first time
You
I'm
not joined
joining.
yesterday. Yes. So have you
Yeah,
filled the
today is the
attendance?
first.
Because I dropped an attendance. Have you filled the attendance?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, beautiful. Right. So do you have any
Well,
question for Amdoranalytics? Okay.
according to what you said at the beginning, you showed us the difference between a data analyst and a data
Science.
scientist. Yeah,
Yes, please.
but I think I'm getting the impression that the both are the same, just that um they use different tools, but at the end of the day, they are still going to arrive at the same result. Do you get what I mean?
Just talk. I want you to talk. Be free. Just talk.
Okay,
Just
because
talk.
you
Okay.
said questions that a data analyst will ask is what has happened and why,
Yeah.
and question that a data scientist will ask is what will
What will
happen and
happen?
why.
Mm-hmm.
So for them to ask that question, they need data, yeah, and for
Yeah.
them to like check the statistics, be able to
Mm.
describe and predict and prescribe all that, they are still going to need data to do all that, right?
Mm.
So for a
Yes.
data analyst to ask what has happened, he's going to need data of the past event. And for a data scientist to ask to say what will happen, he's still going to need data of a past event, which means they're basically
Yeah.
doing the same thing. Am I right?
Like I get you now. You know, like I said, the road to become a data scientist, you have to pass through data analysis, right? Because you must first of all understand what has happened. But then the data analyst might not or would not, unless the data analyst have been trained. The person that's calling himself data analyst is already doing data science, right? Has been trained to start, seeking for what will happen, right? Ideally, as
Yeah.
a data analyst, our major goal is what has happened with, what has happened with the company sales reports, company revenue. This is what the data analyst is tasked with. But now, if the manager of the company wants to know how scalable will be my business in the next 10 years, right? Due to all these factors here and there, he will not want to call a data analyst because the models the data scientists will be building to actually forecast this stuff, right, is not within the confine of a data analyst unless the data analysts have been trained in the data science process. So, in some countries or Nigeria, let me just call it, they call everybody data analyst. The data analyst job that's supposed to be for data analyst, they might just give it to a job that's supposed to be data science, they will just call it data analyst job. So that mixture has to do with for job recruiters. However, their processes are different. They both rely on data, truly, no doubt. They can that's why they have data attached to their name, scientists and analysts. They both use the word data. They don't use data. And even the people that's forecasting, they cannot manufacture their own data. They also use past data, right? The time series analysis we're going to be doing tomorrow, right? The project I'm going to be showing you. We're going to be using um, past data now. We're going to be using past infant mortality rates that has happened, guys, over the years, 1990, 1992. The infant mortality rate that has been calculated up to 2024. We're going to aggregate all of them. And then we'll now use them for forecast, right? And build a model that we can use for other forecasts. So that's what the data scientist does actually. So in a way, they're actually different. So
All right. Thank you very much.
thank you, Jesse. Thanks for joining the bootcamp. So I want to say if we don't have any question again, right? Let's come with the same energy for tomorrow class. I like the fact that Volubaju came in as immediately 7 o'clock. He is already joining. Same with David and almost all of us here. So I love that energy. It shows that we actually value what is happening here, and I'm so happy about that. So we'll meet tomorrow, right? Same time, same time. So with that said, I want to tell everyone have a great day. I want to say have a great night. I know that some of us are from different countries, so have a great night from Nigeria people. If you're not in Nigeria, have a great day, right? I don't know the time zone you are. All right, do take care. Bye.
Thank
We could leave the call.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, take care. Thank you.